Mystery on the Friendship Express.
Pinkie's a pig.
Pinkie is a pig.
But that's pretty much all I have to say about that.
Yeah, outside of Pinkie's gluttonous tendencies at the end of the episode.
I called it right before it happened. It was everybody.
Yeah, well, it was 3 of the main 6.
And then the other one just ate everything else.
Yeah, and then the bakers ate everyone else's stuff.
But Rarity's reaction.
He's got mousse in his moustache, eclair in his hair,
Sprinkles in her wrinkles.
That's insensitive.
But funny.
It's funny, yes, but oh my god, insensitive.
But another great Rarity moment. I wear false eyelashes! Oh, and I took a bite of the cake.
I admit it, I wear false eyelashes. Oh, and I took a bite of the cake.
Like, that doesn't even matter. And I took a bite of the cake.
Taking the bite of the cake doesn't matter, but oh my god, false eyelashes.
I mean, I don't get what it is about eyelashes. They're eyelashes.
I had to point this out while we were watching. The frustration that Pinkie was having with Twilight hiding all the clues.
Yeah, really.
I sympathize entirely with Pinkie there.
Well, Twilight's a kind of a know-it-all. We all know it.
She's a know-it-all, but come on.
She just wanted to be the one to figure everything out.
Right?
And she said, by Jove...
Hey, that's a common phrase.
I know it is, but it annoys me.
A little uncommon nowadays, but it's a common phrase.
It bugs me. I don't know why.
Well, do you know what Jove is short for?
Jehovah.
Yes.
So just say God.
Yeah, it's by God.
God. Jehovah, Jehovah, taking the Lord's name in vain.
By Jove.
So she took the Lord's name in vain. Awesome.
I don't know. Celestia seems to be their god, so they all take the name in vain.
A lot.
A lot. As Celestia's my witness.
Celestia's cameo made me laugh a bit, though, that she's looking at the cake. Just like us.
She's just like us. Oh my god, I want to eat that.
Oh my me, I want to eat that.
Oh my me, I want to eat that.
And then Pinkie Pie literally just snakes, like a snake, she swallows the entire thing.
Right? How is she not fat?
She just isn't. It's Pinkie Pie, don't question it. She also doesn't have any bones.
In her neck.
I've seen her twist the rest of her before, too, though. I don't know.
I haven't. Not that I could recall, though.
They just all took a bite of the cake. Come on.
Yeah, they all took a bite of the cake. It's just that clues were only found 3.
In my head canon, Twilight did too, and she just didn't admit it.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of that cake missing. Okay, I don't even remember what the hell the full name of that dessert was. I just remember it was 4 M's.
It's too much work to think about.
Yeah, so we'll just keep calling it the
Yeah. Overall, this episode wasn't my favorite.
Would you steal a bite of the
I'd probably be stealing bites of the mousse.
The mousse?
Oh, and that was
the chocolate mousse?
Yes. That's what I'd be. That's what I'd be after. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You with puns, you have to enjoy this episode at least. Oh, I have to bring this one up. The film references.
Yeah. James Bond, the 20s.
The James Bond, the 1920 silent film, and the Tarantino references.
Yeah. Kill Bill.
My god! I'm a bit of a movie nerd. I haven't seen, some of the keystones that would consider me a movie nerd, but I'm very much enjoyable of cinematography and just in general the whole idea of it, and oh my god, the references here. I almost had a geekgasm.
But overall, actually, what I have to say about that, and I think that proves it, that this show does not just make jokes that pander to kids and little girls. They made a joke about Kill Bill.
I know, right?
And James Bond.
Yeah! I mean, they made jokes that, little kids would still recognize James Bond.
Maybe not that particular scene,
He is the most... Yeah, true, with the 2 mares flirting with him.
Yeah. So overall, I have to say...
I don't know. James Bond does have that thing to him, but I'm not sure if it's so much with... I
think it's more with the name than the image.
Yeah, well, there's been multiple James Bond actors.
True.
So...
But overall, I'd say I enjoyed this one. I'd put it in the middle tier.
This one's middle tier?
Yeah.
Actually, I would consider this, now that I'm going to try and start to make tiers now, I would actually consider this my upper tier just because of the film references.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That is honestly... I completely forgot about those when I watched this. I know I've watched multiple reviews that would have mentioned them before, but
and I love how they just shoehorn everyone into this episode.
Rewatching the episode and catching those references in their entirety again, the Kill Bill reference, the James Bond reference, and just the overall 1920s, because let's face it, people being tied to the train tracks is as old as time itself.
Yeah, that was funny.
Or at least as old as film itself.
Yeah. Well, before film, there was no time. But overall, good episode.
I don't know. There is actually an interesting decommissioned SCP that I'll have to show you later.
Yeah.
It's actually explained in color. Yeah. I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but it's one of the decommissioned class.
And I love how everybody's saying, like, everyone's like, I just took a little bite, and then and Dash is just like, yeah, I just dove right in.
Okay, so we saw 3 major bites taken out of it. The second tier, the third tier, and the big fourth tier.
Dash took the biggest one.
Dash straight out of the fourth tier,
Yep.
So would that mean that Rarity took out of the top tier since she said she took a ladylike bite?
Yeah. Oh, and I took a bite of the cake.
Oh, and I took a bite of the cake. Oh, just a ladylike one.
But you can't bite the cake.
Honestly, I wouldn't blame them.
Yeah, it looked pretty good.
Okay, let's see. It was big enough for Big Mac to actually have a hard time carrying.
I would love to have just seen him drop it and say, I'm not doing this anymore. If you need help, you find someone else to be your workhorse.
Twilight to cast a shield spell to stabilize it, and then the other 2 Pegasi to actually hold that shield to keep it stable.
They were holding a trampoline in case it fell. Now, my question is, what do they think's going to happen?
Trampoline?
Yeah. What's her name? No, it was...
It was Fluttershy and...
No, yeah, you're right.
Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash.
And Applejack and who else?
Honestly, Applejack was just there as a background pony more than anything, sadly.
Who was carrying it with Applejack, though?
Who was carrying it with Applejack?
There's 6 of them. We had 2 flying, one with the thing. Rarity and Applejack were carrying the trampoline in case it fell.
Was it Rarity and Applejack?
It doesn't matter. The point is...
Because I could have sworn that I saw Applejack and Fluttershy in the air.
Applejack doesn't fly.
I mean, not Applejack, Rainbow Dash. Gee, the characters are so freaking similar.
It doesn't matter. My point is, what do they think's going to happen if it hits that trampoline? It's going to be destroyed. So why? Which proves to me that they're just shoehorning them in for the later on eating of the cake.
Honestly, I'd say that the only ones that weren't shoehorned in were honestly the ones that ate the cake. But yeah, I can definitely see them all kind of joining along for the big desserts competition.
Yeah.
Because, face it, it's a big desserts competition. I would be so all over that, it wouldn't be funny.
I don't know,
I have a killer sweet tooth, folks.
Me too.
I would devour everything on that train.
I gotta say, though, I just thought it was funny, that Rarity's the first one to admit to taking a bite of the cake.
Oh yeah, and I took a bite of the cake. And she said it so nonchalantly. Like, Tabitha St. Germain, I've already given her praise for her work on this one. She just keeps proving herself better and better for me because just...
Well, let's think about it this way. If it was me, what I would have said was, it's true! I watched My Little Pony! Oh, and I took a bite of the cake. But, yeah, I like this one. This one was a fun episode.
This was a good episode. Albeit, honestly, when this one first came out, it was one of my least favorites at the time. Well, honestly, keep in mind that when this one first came out, I don't think I joined in around end of Season 2. I caught in, like, halfway through Season 2 when I first started watching. So, by this time, that was the latest episode at the moment.
Yeah, that's true.
By the time that this episode came out, this was the latest episode at the moment, and comparative to all the others, this one really didn't hold up much to me. Probably, again, because I don't like Pinkie that much.
You shut up.
I'm sorry. She's an enjoyable character, yes, but she's too crazy in her antics.
I've asked this before, then why do you hang out with me?
I don't know. You're not as crazy?
If I could be...
You're not throwing a party every fucking week.
That's a good idea.
Please don't.
But no, seriously, anyway.
Please don't, because I would be so worn out from that. I can only deal with very little social interaction, and honestly...
Yeah, me too.
Hanging out with you once a week is enough.
I don't have much more to say about this episode, though. Just that I enjoyed it, but it was like a fun side thing.
There really isn't much to say about this episode. But, well, now that we're finished with this episode, we're on the Season 2 finale.
May as well get it done, even though it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I have to go to work tomorrow.
Is work really that important?
Nope!
Well, you work for as an insurance agent.
Fuck that job. Fuck it hard.
Well, I can't help you if you wind up getting fired from that one. But I already told you I'm going to give you a ride later.
Yeah. I'll find another job. I really hate that job. Maybe I'll become an animator. Maybe they'll recruit me based on our episodes.
That would be interesting. Pass the remote.
Well, that's the end of that one.
Yeah, that's the end of Mystery on the Friendship Express. Honestly, outside of the film references, there's not much to talk about, in which, again, those are the only part of the that's literally the only part of the episode I enjoyed. I already mentioned, I'm not sure if I mentioned it already, I know I mentioned it to Rocky here while we were watching, is that when Twilight was investigating, she was hiding all the clues. I hated that.
Middle hoof.
Just, come on.
Because Twilight has to be the one that figures it out.
Yeah, Twilight, it definitely showed that Twilight was a know-it-all, and she had to be the one, like, that's more egocentric than whatever I've ever seen Rainbow Dash do.
Exactly.
Like,
I just dove right in.
Like, just, come on, I could not stand that. Like, Twilight, you're supposed to be the smart one. Why wouldn't you show the clues to someone who is so intrigued by it, by the investigative bit, that you wouldn't show them your process as you were doing it?
Yeah, really.
Like, just... it gives me a headache to think about that.
I just feel like, you're a jerk, Twilight. I hate you. Why don't you go poop?
You could tell... She was getting angry about it. That's the one time I've sympathized completely with Pinkie in the show.
What about when she had to take care of the kids?
Well, that too. But that's to be expected. Anyone would feel bad for anyone taking care of babies.
See,
especially newborns.
I'd have been like, Twilight, go buck yourself if you're not going to show me those clues. I want nothing to do with it.
Although, interesting little fact, kids mostly don't develop like their first words until they're about like half a year into life.
Yeah.
Yet these two managed to. Yet the Cake twins managed to get first words by their first month.
Pinkie
and Pie.
I like Pie. So.
Oh, gee, no wonder you like Pinkie Pie.
So the next episode is.
The next episode is a Canterlot wedding, and you would not. Actually, before we get into this one, I have to tell you an interesting little fact about this one. This happened. This particular event in the Ponyverse happened at the same time as the British royal wedding.
Really?
Yeah, it was aired pretty much alongside it.
I would be watching this.
You would have watched this if you were into ponies at the time.
I don't care about real people.
Yeah, this actually happened right around the same time as the British royal wedding with whatever the hell his name is and the commoner. Can't remember the names off the top of my head.
I know the names. Who cares?
Whatever. But yeah, this happened along the same time, and it was like... Actually, I think this aired maybe a week after the actual wedding. So it was very interesting to see this happen at the same time.
This is more entertaining.
Because, yeah, I've actually seen this episode... I wouldn't say it. I seen it as it aired. Because, well, I was living with my parents at the time, and my mom cares, my stepdad doesn't. Well, my mom doesn't care, my stepdad would probably think a few things about it, and it was his house.
I don't want you watching that here.
I don't even think he would be like that. I think he would care, but he would prefer if he had his own TV.
Yeah.
Considering that, again, I was living with them at the time. It wasn't my TV, and I didn't have the channel in my room to watch this.
Truth.
As it came out.
Truth. But we have Netflix now.
Yes, we have Netflix now. Heck, I don't even have normal cable TV.
Ponies. Yes, but
But yeah, the Canterlot wedding is coming up next. It's going to be a fun one. You've already heard me talk about Chrysalis a couple times when we weren't recording.
And we were watching random videos, and there was a sheep that was friends with it.
Oh yeah, Fluffapuff. Yeah, I've shown Rocky the Fluffapuff episodes.
When she split into two from the pillow, that was my favorite part. I greatly enjoyed that.
This is actually the introduction of Queen Chrysalis.
She looks evil.
Queen. Keep that in mind.
So she outranks Celestia?
Keep Disney in mind.
Oh, she's evil.
Yeah. That's literally the only reason why Celestia isn't Queen Celestia.
Oh.
Is because the Disney marketing and Hasbro kind of got their influence from that of princesses are good, queens are evil.
Okay.
So yeah, it's Queen Chrysalis, Princess Celestia, Princess Luna, Princess Miyamori Cadenza.
Eh?
It means cadence, my love, in French. Well, do you know what a cadence is?
Of course.
That's her name.
Huh. That's a dumb name.
Her preferred name is Cadence. And she's marrying Shining Armor.
Does that make him a prince?
Yeah. By all means, it makes him Prince Shining Armor.
That's a dumb name, too.
What, Shining Armor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was he named that as a kid?
I'm assuming so, considering...
So pretty much he's doomed to be to the Royal Guard.
Well, considering that he's a master of shield spells, you'll see later.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, we'll see you guys after we actually watch the two-parter, the whole two-parter no less, so we're going to be recording this around like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys after the Canterlot wedding.
Yes. Yes.